right. This feels absolutely weird. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Liquid Clay. We're back for a live stream. Okay, excuse me. So, as I started out with my intro, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Liquid Clay, and we are back after a couple of weeks. We are on LeMans Ultimate, and we are headed into a night race at Circuit de la Sarthe. This is a GTE fixed race, I believe. So this race starts in about 15 minutes. I think we can head into a practice session while I try to explain to you guys what's been going on with me the past couple of weeks. So, oh boy, and I got a runny nose too. So a couple of weeks ago, when the last time I went live, long and short of it, I was right in the middle of the stream, and I heard a loud pop, and then everything in my living room just went black. And so I'm thinking to myself, it's a blown fuse, no big deal. You know, it killed the stream, but I'm thinking no big deal. I'll just go, reset the fuse. And I went to go reset the fuse, and the lights did not come back on. So in the case of my living room, there's 3 outlets. My ceiling light in the living room, as well as the ceiling light in my kitchen, they're all connected to the same circuit. And then you throw in that I had 2 computers connected to it, 3 monitors, a fan, and a bunch of other things that's like too many to list. And I think all that caused the circuit to overheat, and it popped the fuse. And so I had to duct tape things back together, as the title says. Here, let's get registered for this race while I'm explaining things. Okay, we've got 11 minutes. Okay, so I go to reset the fuse. It's not working. So I had to duct tape everything, figuratively, not literally. So basically what I had to do was everything that I had plugged up, I had to decide what was plugged up that I can do without, that I can get by without it. And then I had to plug everything else up, move them to different outlets within the apartment. And so because of that, my streaming PC that was sitting out here, I had to disconnect that. I put it in the corner. So now I'm back to using the OBS NDI plugin. So I'm back to using my PC in the bedroom as a streaming PC until things get sorted out. And so I did not call maintenance to come and replace the fuse because, you know, my apartment looks like a garage sale. There's boxes everywhere from all the electronics that I bought. You know, boxes from motherboards, GPUs, Fanatec shit, what have you, and wires everywhere. So if I call maintenance to come and fix that fuse, they walk through the door and the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is, well, no wonder you blew a fuse. Look how much stuff you got plugged up in here. And I really don't want to hear that, because if I get caught on the wrong day and somebody says something like that to me, my response isn't going to be nice. So I've been getting rid of boxes, trying to clean up the wiring. And like I said, I've been moving things to different outlets and keeping it to the bare minimum. So I only got things plugged up that I absolutely, you know, the things that I feel like I need, and things I can get by without, I'll just do without it until the fuse gets replaced. So just as I was getting ready to call maintenance, because everything I was set to call them, well, the Batman game came out for the MetaQuest 3, and I've been playing that for the past week. I mean, while I've been playing this Batman game, I've just pretty much forgot about everything else, because this Batman game, Batman Arkham Shadow on the MetaQuest 3, it is by far the best. It is the best VR game that I've ever played on standalone. The way Half-Life Alyx blew me away on PC VR, that's what Batman Arkham Shadow has done for me on standalone. It absolutely blew me away. And so I just finished the game a couple of days ago, and I'm getting set to start a second playthrough. So now that I finished the game, I'm just taking care of a few more loose ends, and then probably Monday, that's when I'm going to call maintenance and have them come and replace the fuse. And then once they replace the fuse, and I gotta sort out how I'm gonna, you know, plug this up here, plug that up there, because I can't put everything back on the same circuit again, otherwise it'll just blow the fuse again. Once I get all that sorted out, then I'll get back to the original mission of you know, connecting the mixer, connecting the Stream Deck and all that stuff, and get back to making the intro video, the outro video, all that kind of stuff. So this is a setback. This shit might set me back about a month. So as it stands, you know, instead of 3 monitors, I'm only using one, and it's sitting right here. I'm not using my TV, my 65-inch TV that's sitting in front of me, because really the only thing I was using it for was just to boot up the TV, just to boot up the computer, and then once I go into VR, I don't need the TV anymore. So I decided I can do without the TV. So as far as games goes, the only thing I'm really losing is playing Forza Motorsports, because right now I've got this 27-inch monitor sitting here in front of me. Actually, it might be a 21-inch monitor. So yeah, I'm only using one monitor, and so yeah, that's about it. So yeah, everything's piecemealed back together, duct taped back together, however you want to say it. And so one of the bad things about being back down to only one monitor is that all the apps are going to be stacked on top of each other again. So hopefully we don't have a situation where you guys are leaving messages and the speech chat doesn't play it back for me. I hope that's not the case. But I do have my phone in front of me. I'm kind of like looking at it through the headset and trying to keep my eyes open for comments. But once the race gets started, unless speech chat says something to me, I probably won't be able to check comments until after the race. So I guess latest video game, you know, I wouldn't call it news or anything like that, but we're a little over a week away from the PlayStation 5 Pro, and definitely got my eyes open for that, because I want to see what VR YouTubers are planning to get the PS5 Pro, and YouTubers that play GT7 on PSVR 2. And I think two people that come to mind is Jammy Hero and AJ of PSVR Underground. I think they plan on getting PS5 Pros, so I'm definitely curious to see what they might say about GT7 in particular, whether the reprojection is still there or not. If they say the reprojection has been minimized, because I've come to the realization that even with the PlayStation Pro, PSVR 2 is still going to use, well, I don't know if it's going to use the pisser technology or if it's still going to be using FSR, because if it's using FSR, then the reprojection is probably still going to be noticeable. If it's using the pisser technology relative to PSVR 2, then there might be a chance that the reprojection, or as I'm still going to call it, that the blur may be minimized. So we'll just wait and see what those two have to say and go from there. And if it's at a tolerable state, then I may consider getting a PS5 Pro. You know, because I don't think this console is going to sell out. So I think it will be readily available. But if I do end up getting the PS5 Pro, I do not think that I'm going to pick it up until I can walk into a Best Buy and get it, because I'm not going to go through that shit again like I did with the PS5. I ordered a PS5 and I had it mailed to my parents' house, and I gave my mother the heads up and, you know, asked her to keep an eye out for me. And, you know, my mother's house at the time was in a neighborhood where, in all likelihood, packages didn't get stolen off of our porch, but they still lived in the area where it could happen. And you know, my mother's gone, you know, the house has been sold, so I don't really have, I could send the package to my brother's house, but I don't want to go through that shit where I'm constantly checking notifications, and then as soon as I get that alert, I gotta leave work, go get it, yada yada yada. So if I do end up picking up the PS5 Pro, I'm not going to pick it up until I can walk into a Best Buy or a Target or a Walmart and grab one off the shelf. So, all right, we got 2 minutes. This is it says midnight on the Mulsanne. What is the overview? I'm looking for the local time for this race. Is a 22-minute race. Where am I at on here? How far down? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like I'm 7 down. I think the other bit of like hardware news is AMD is set to release the I think it's a Ryzen. I'm not too familiar with the Ryzen, even though my computer has a Ryzen CPU in it. I don't know if this is a Ryzen 7 or a Ryzen 9. All I know is that it is the 9800X3D. I currently have the 7800X3D, And I haven't been keeping up with the latest CPU news lately, but I think, to my knowledge, I think the 7800X 3D that I have in my computer may be still regarded as the fastest CPU in the world. The 9800 is set to release here pretty soon. I have no plans to pick it up because my computer right now, Voltron, it more than gets the job done. Also, I think the 5090 and the 5080 are set to release in January. At the moment, I have no plans to pick those up because in terms of what I want, in terms of visuals and performance, the RTX 4090 has delivered. Like currently, I'm running upscale to 3400p, 90 frames per second, and the majority of the games that I play in VR, the racing games, I can run them at epic settings. But I keep them at high or even medium settings just so I can have a little bit of overhead space, overhead leeway. So I think by me picking up a 5090, the only benefit I would get from a 5090 is that it would allow me to turn the settings up for like wet races, because night races in the rain is in VR is very, very, very demanding. Whoops. I pray to God this thing isn't janky. I've got 52% headroom. Something. Oh my God. This just cannot be happening. Controls. The device disconnected. Oh boy.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
It actually was disconnected. Okay, I already know what that was about. I accidentally stepped on the cord, pulled it out of the wheelbase. So thank goodness I found that out now. Yeah, but now, basically, oh God. Turn this off and turn it back on. Oh my God. Yeah, now I pretty much don't have any Force feedback, my goodness. This is going to be a rough one.
If exit looks clear, incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow. Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag. I think P2's binned it. Your brakes are cold, take it easy. Sector 1 is green, green flag, Sector 2.
This is not going to work. I think I'm going to have to back out of this.
You've had quite a lot of aero damage. You might need to come in and get it fixed. Checker flag's out, P3. That's the end of the session, P3.
Oh, please don't crash on me now. Alright, there we go. Now we got my force feedback. Syncing server, real road, please wait. Something else that I noticed too is down here with the MFD, the multifunctional display, it's been fixed because it used to skip one right over the other, but now, yeah, I can use it.
You're all clear. Stay behind the line. Limiter's still on. Disengage it. Okay, Clay. We've got 5 minutes to set a lap. Your brakes are cold. We need to get some heat into them. Okay, Clay, you had some minor aero damage. Stay out, it's not that bad.
Alright, we gotta get our timing back.
Okay, Clay, we need to watch these track limits. That's the end of the session, P3.
That time was a 3:59.90.
Okay, so I think my fastest, as far as this game goes, I think my fastest lap on this track might be 3:58, maybe even a 3:57. I don't know. Based on these lap times, if I think if I can do 3:58s or better, I should be able to finish in the top 5. So this is a 18-minute race, 22. 4 times 5 would be 20. 4 times 6 would be 22. 4 times 7 would be 28. So I'm going to put enough in here for 8 laps to be safe. What is my resolution set at? 3300. I probably, yeah, I don't see any point going any higher than that, because I think I've said this before, using the OpenXR toolkit, that once you go over oh shoot. Once you go over 3400p, then it turns into a case of diminishing returns.
Formation lap has started.
Go! Car right, clear right. That's barely a scratch, mate. Just ignore it. Alright, Clay? Decent start. We can build something from here. Right side's clear. Incidents in Sector 2, yellow flag. Macaulay is leading the race. think that Nieto has gone off in PlayStation chicane.
That was close.
Car right, clear right.
Oh my God.
Yellow flag in Sector 3. Sector 3 is clear. We think Lee has spun off. Yellow flag, Sector 3. Green flag in Sector 3. Sector 2 is clear.
90.
Okay, Clay, the next car is Sales. Car ahead is Ahmed. Yellow flag, Sector 2. We can see Ahmed has stacked it in PlayStation chicane. Green flag in Sector 2. Okay, Clay, 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. We think Ahmed has binned it. Right, the guy ahead of us is, hey, Sector 3 is now clear. The leader's just done a 3:53.9 seconds.
Lap 4, 0, 0.
E5. Alright Clay, halfway home, fuel looks good. Yellow flag.
Where?
Green flag in Sector 3. Fastest lap for Macaulay, 3:53.7. Don't think about the lap times, just hit each and every apex. You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go.
That time was a
4.
3:59.94.
Oh shit.
Stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines.
Damn, they hit me with a half a point.
Hans Cotoni said, "Let's go to Lincoln."
Hey, how you doing? Thank you, thank you.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Sector 2 is green. Sector 1 is yellow. We think that Sebastian has gone off in Dunlop chicane. Green flag sector 1. Okay, Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. You've used half your fuel. You need to push if we're going to hold this position. Yellow flag. It looks like Lee has binned it. Sector 3 is clear, green flag. Seen a little bit of aero damage. Two minutes to go, 2 minutes. Sector 3 is yellow, last lap. Good lap, that's your best in the session. It looks like Nunez has crashed in the first Ford chicane. Green flag sector 3. Okay, Clay, you just cut the track.
No, I didn't. They didn't penalize me for it though.
tyres. We need to get some heat into them.
I'm not going to be able to catch the car in front of me, so at this point it's just, you know, just finish up the race clean.
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 3 is green. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish. Acknowledged. Pit stop requested.
All right, we took fourth. I'm good with that. Jeez, we got how many DNFs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DNFs. Holy crap. Jeez. All right, I just want to wait for the results. It's saying that it could take 2 minutes to get the results. So I guess I can take a moment to look at the schedule for the rest of this week. Yet. Race results. Hey, wait a minute. Somehow this got me finishing third. Yeah, it says I finished third. That's a podium. My safety rank, I'm not too worried about my safety rank because it's not hard to build up safety rank on this game or just about any other racing game for that matter, because safety rank, all you gotta do is just stay clean, keep the car on the track, avoid contact with other cars, you know, immovable objects as they put it on here. It's the driver rank that's hard to build up. So based on this grid, I was expected to qualify 10th. I actually qualified 6th. You qualified in the top half of the results. Expected you to finish 10th. I finished 3rd, and I finished in the top half of the results. So that definitely, you know, I gained 3 positions, and so it looks like that built me up to 4%. Driver rank, I have made it to silver. I was like silver about a month and a half ago, but I had some bad races, a couple of DNFs and what have you, and it knocked me all the way back down to bronze. So I'm fighting my way back to silver. But so lap times definitely not impressive. This guy did a 353. He was almost 6 seconds faster than me. Wow. So I've gotten 17 podiums. So races, I've won 3 races. I've gotten 17 podiums, 34 top 5s. That's 52% there. That's actually pretty good. But when you come down here, that's not, 33 top 5s. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good. Fastest laps, I got that once and got 1 pole, but right there, 19 DNFs. That's a backbreaker. A few of those were from way back when the game came out and I had the game crash on me a few times. But other than that, the majority of them was me. So let's go back and check the schedule and see what the weekly race is going to be. These weekly races, so as you can see, this is 8-minute practice, 12-minute qualifying, 75-minute race, an hour and a half. I would love to compete in this, but during the week, I think with the special events happen on the weekends, but I also think these weekly races should happen on the weekends because nobody really seems to do the intermediate races and the advanced races that much, or these weekly races during the week. So I think they should do these on the weekends. So registration opens Friday on the 1st, and this event is how many? Oh, this is a 2-hour race. This is Hypercar and GTE. I'm not a huge fan. Sounds of Secure presented by Thrustmaster. Oh, look at this. I've never seen that before. They got a partner. Sounds of Secure presented by Thrustmaster. I've never seen that before. Thrustmaster. Well, so that is a positive sign right there, because that means they found a partner. Although this game was supposed to be up for, motorsports games as well as LeMans Ultimate, R Factor 2, all this stuff was supposed to be up for sale, but it sounds to me from some of the things that I have been reading, they would prefer to find partners, and I guess they had some interested parties that were interested in investing into this, and this must be the first step to get Thrustmaster. So my guess is that, being that this says presented by Thrustmaster, I wouldn't be surprised if they say that Thrustmaster is the official wheelbase of LeMans Ultimate or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something like that in the future, which is fine with me, because I would love for this game to remain in the hands of motorsports games. I would not want to see iRacing or somebody like that get their hands on this game. This is a marvelous game. I absolutely love it. So that is a positive sign right there. So I don't think you put something like that up there that says Thrustmaster unless you got formed a partnership with them. So that's wonderful to see.
Nick said, have you tried the Pimax Crystal? Someone is trying to sell me one at a great price.
Well, I had originally pre-ordered the Pimax Crystal, but Pimax was screwing around. They were supposed to ship the headset out in May, and I get a letter in July saying that they don't know when it's going to ship, and you know, you can opt to upgrade to this one, yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, looks like this is some bullshit to try to get me to spend more money to get me to upgrade. So I never followed through with my pre-order. And at the end of the day, I don't really need the Crystal Light at the end of the day, because I'm more than happy with this Quest Pro. It has dual LED panels, mini OLED panels or mini LED panels, which gives it pretty good blacks. So I guess as far as the visuals and performance and stuff like that, I'm hearing good things about the Crystal Light. So if you're into sim racing and this deal sounds like a can't miss, then sure, why not? Because one advantage that I can tell you right now that the Crystal Light has over this Quest Pro that I'm wearing, in addition to the higher native resolution, the native resolution of the Pimax Crystal Light is 2860p. In addition to that, it has a display port cable, which means it will not tax my PC. You would get better performance out of that display port than I do with this link cable. That's another reason why I had to build such a powerful PC, was to account for the compression of this Quest Pro.
Nick said, talking about not the light, I hear it's awesome but heavy.
They're saying that the Crystal Light, I'm hearing that it's a lot lighter than
Nick
the original Crystal because
said,
it doesn't have a battery.
Has dynamic foveated rendering with eye tracking.
The Crystal Light non-local dimming does not have eye tracking, to my knowledge. It may have the foveated rendering, but I don't think it has a dynamic foveated rendering, not the Crystal Light. The Crystal Light with the local dimming, I'm not sure if that has eye tracking, but I do believe the Crystal Light Super, I believe as it's being called, I know that one has eye tracking. In the case of my Quest Pro, it has eye tracking, but it falls on...
Nick said, he's trying to sell me the original Crystal, not Light.
Oh, that's why it's heavy, because the original Crystal has that battery. And I guess one of the bad things about that Crystal, the original Crystal, is even though you're like plugged into the computer, and I think you're plugged into a power pack, the battery still drains. So I guess once it drains past a certain point, you got to grab one of the hot swappable batteries and swap it in. You know, put a fully charged battery in there. So my guess is, I'm guessing that whoever's looking to sell you this Crystal is probably looking to get a Crystal Light or a Crystal Super. So I'll say this, the Crystal Light non-local dimming sells for $700 US. The Crystal Light with the local dimming sells for $900 US, but you can get it for
Nick
$800.
Said, oh, okay, gotcha. Thanks for the info.
Absolutely. So the Crystal Light with the local dimming is $900 US, but you can get the headset only for $800. So you might as well spend the extra $100 and get the controllers. And so with the Crystal Light, they have gotten rid of the battery because the reason why the Crystal has a battery, because it also can be used as a standalone headset the same way this Quest Pro has. So I don't know. Whoever's selling this Crystal, I guess it all depends on how much they want for it. Because with me being a sim racer, if someone
said $500 hardly used.
Oh shit.
It's hard to pass up.
Oh shit, yeah, I'd have to grab that. Because yes, you are getting eye tracking with the Crystal. It is a standalone headset. Yes, it does have dynamic foveated rendering. I do believe it has local dimming. So it will have pretty good blacks. This comparable to OLED panels. And it has spheric lenses, which is basically their version of pancake lenses. So yes, even though yeah, $500, I would take that. So yeah, I think yeah, I would definitely take that. Now, if he was asking $1,000 for it, and you plan to use it strictly for sim racing, I would have bought the, the Crystal Light local dimming. But $500 for a Crystal, yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal. I would definitely jump on that.
Nick said, cool, wanted to ask someone who knew what they were talking about. Can't wait to try it out.
Yeah, I would definitely jump on that, no doubt. Special event. Van Helsing Wall. Yeah, that Sounds of Secure, presented by Thrustmaster, that is a beautiful sight right there. That means, like I said, that means they partnered with Thrustmaster, and I think that's a positive sign that they're still pushing on. They're still working on this game. It was unfortunate that they had to lay some people off, but it's obvious they're still working on this game because I have noticed that they fixed a couple of things since the last time I played this game. And so yeah, seeing that presented by Thrustmaster, that is definitely a positive sign because I love this game. It is currently my #1 sim. I think that Rennsport or Automobilista 2 could possibly take over as my #2 sim. I guess it all depends on what a set of course the EVO looks like when that comes out, or EVO, as Mr. Masaruto calls it, a set of course of EVO. So let me see here.
Said, yeah, I love this game. Hope it stays afloat. They need to fix the post-race screen, for crying out loud.
These guys are hard at work, so please give them time. They're definitely, and if you see something you think needs to be fixed, I would encourage you to join their Discord, because I think they have a special channel set up where you can point out, point out bugs to them. And they are listening to people, and they are working on this thing, because this game has come so far from when it first launched. You know, the VR is not official yet, but it's, to me, it's good enough. If they wanted to, I think they could go ahead and go public with it right now if they wanted to. I think it's good enough to go. But they still want to polish it.
Said, I finally tried iRacing and it also has me hooked now.
iRacing, I don't like the subscription thing because I hate to think so negatively, but if something were to happen to me where I was going to be out of work, the first thing I'm going to do is cancel all my subscriptions, because that's, you know, because it's reoccurring. I'd like the thought of paying for something and then it's mine. That's it. So, iRacing, the content is quite pricey on there. Tracks are like $15, cars are $10. I'm okay with that because they got to pay for those licenses. I just don't like the subscription to be able to race online. That's the part I don't like, so I don't really screw around with iRacing. Hell, even with Rensport, that recent DLC that they had, that was quite pricey because there was 3 tiers of that DLC that ran. I think it cost like $40, $50, and $60. And I bought the $40 tier, and they actually pulled a fast one, Rensport, because the VR is not ready. The VR is a long ways from being ready with Rensport, but they went ahead and made the VR public in order to sell the DLC, because before the VR went public on Rensport, I had access to the VR by way of the UV Unreal VR injector. I was playing it that way, and again, they made the VR public in order to sell the DLC to VR users, because what would be the point of me buying DLC if I can't race on it in VR? So they made the VR public in order to get some extra revenue, but I'm okay with that, because again, they got to pay for the license too. So, you know, whatever licenses they have to pay for that as well too. The only reason why you don't really see me streaming Rensport is because the VR users do not have access to the daily races yet. So for VR users, it's still just time trials and just hot laps. So yes, sir. So that's going to do it for me. I have to get ready for work in the morning. However, though, I do like this week's daily races. This race starts in 3 minutes and there's only one person registered for it. So this race here, I might come back and do this race on the weekend. So yep, that's gonna do it for me. I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And although I had to piece things back together from the huge crash in terms of losing power and stuff like that a couple of weeks ago, I put things back together to a what's the word I'm looking for? To a state where I can get by. So yeah, I'm back. I'll still have to go with this duct tape setup until I get the fuse replaced and I can put things back to the way it was and then continue to push forward. So as far as GT7 goes, I'm not really planning to stream GT7 this week because I'm really not that big of a fan of the races, the daily races, but I won't rule it out. It could happen. If it does, it'll be like a spur of the moment thing. It won't be planned. It'll just happen It'll just happen if it happens. All right, I'm rambling. It's time for me to get on out of here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will see you soon. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you.